Welcome to EmoTrain, a unique and transformative journey where creativity meets emotional intelligence. My name is Gergana Dinichina and I am a certified Neurographica instructor. Together, we'll explore how this powerful method can help you express and balance your emotions with ease. EmoTrain is for everyone who wants to dive deeper into their emotions and discover new ways to process them. With Neurographica, you'll tap into your inner creativity while learning how to stay emotionally grounded in everyday life. Now it's time to begin your creative journey. Whether you are new to Neurographica or have practiced before, this experience is for you. So grab your tools, relax, and let's draw together.
First, I'll set the timer on 1 minute, and when I say start, just you start writing. Write words. Words that come to your mind. Anything that comes. Try to release the control and not to think, is that right? Is that related to the topic? Just write whatever comes. The first topic we will write is the causes of stress. Anything that you associate with stress. Are you ready? Start. Write words. One minute. What causes you stress? Words related to stress. Could be conditions, could be causes, could be people, whatever. It's just an exercise to release the subconscious so everything is right and correct. Just write whatever comes. Fifteen seconds more. Okay, stop. Now look at your words. See what you have written. How do you feel? What emotions are there within you? What physical sensations while looking to your words? What are you thinking about? Okay, now let's shift the focus. When I say start, we start writing again. Now we write words related to pleasures. Ready? Okay, start with the pleasures. 1 minute. Anything you associate with pleasures. Okay, 20 more seconds. Stop. And again, look at the words and feel them. How do you feel? What do you think? What body sensations are you experiencing? right now. Okay, now count out all the words from both the first and the second lists. How many words have you written in total? Okay. Ready to start with the drawing. Now, draw a circle somewhere on the paper, wherever you feel it, and as big as you feel it. This is the me circle, or the I circle, circle for you. Draw everything on your own feelings. There, you see, my circle is not perfect at all, but with neural lines, I can make it more beautiful. Now, from your list, choose 3 stress-related words from the ones you wrote. It's up to you which ones. Then draw again somewhere on the sheet where you feel it, the 3 words you choose from your stress list. This is my first word. This is my second one. And this is my third one. This is the me circle. Yes, see, the circles may cross or may not cross the me circle. Just draw by inner feeling. And now take a good look at them. And all the while you're drawing, I'll keep reminding you what to pay attention to. I'll write it here so you can see it on the screen. Here. All the time, observe first your thoughts, your body sensations, your emotions and feelings, and last, what is the meaning of all this for you? Just observe yourself. I recommend that you write down what is happening all the time, and also to relate it to the place in the drawing where you are right now. Are you drawing through the me circle or through any of the causes of stress? And now we start with the neural lines. Do a few neural lines through the whole drawing, starting at one end, as you saw, and draw the lines where we don't expect. Each line ends at another end of the paper. And try to connect all shapes, all figures, all circles. Draw as many lines as you want and feel. Like 3, 4, 5. And now we start with the rounding. Wherever the lines cross, start rounding and observe yourself. I will stop talking for a while so you can get deeper into your own process. Observe yourself while rounding and make notes. And don't forget to breathe and to drink water. What's happening in you, with you? Just observe yourself. How do you feel? Is there any difference with the beginning when you started to draw the causes of your stress? Just take your time and observe yourself. Maybe you can feel some discomfort somewhere in the body, or some resistance. Around everything. No crossings. You may feel warmth or coldness or tingling, or maybe something is itching somewhere. in the body. Or maybe you feel pleasant sensation. Just take your time to observe yourself. Okay, I'm almost ready with this first stage of rounding my stress causes. And we are moving forward. Now, take a deep breath and look at your list of pleasure words. Choose 3 of them and draw them on the same drawing, wherever you feel them. You ready? Okay, these are my pleasures. Again, wherever you feel them, and they can overlap or they can intersect with the circles you already have. The 3 circles for 3 pleasures. How do you feel now? All the time remember to observe yourself and to take notes. Look now at your stress circles and your pleasure circles and analyze for yourself which is where in relation to yourself, to the me circle. And also, how do they relate to each other and to yourself? And what does it all mean for you? Just think about it and take notes. If this was an individual coaching session, I would be asking very specific questions about each circle and your feelings. Now you can both ask the questions and answer them for yourself. But as for now, answer the questions I'm asking. And be aware that if other questions arise in you, know that these are the right questions for you. It cannot come into your mind to ask a question to which you do not have the answer within yourself. Well, very often we don't want to answer such questions, or the answer is somewhere deep in our subconscious. And again, Draw some neural lines. I'll take a thicker one. Through the pleasures and the new circles. And try to have at least one line going through each circle. Do not let any circles that are not connected. You see here everything is connected. And again, we start rounding and observing ourselves. You remember our 4 points of observation. The thoughts, the body sensations, the emotions and feelings, and what is the meaning for us for all this. Okay, is there now any difference with the first stage where we had only the stress causes? How do you feel now? And try to think about this. How often do you allow yourself to experience pleasures? To provide yourself with pleasure. To let yourself experience pleasures just like this, with no reason. And remember to breathe while you're rounding. And drink water. This process is longer, and this is the place for the biggest transformation. Observe where in the drawing, while you're rounding, where what you feel, what you think, and in which way what you experience or think or feel is connected for you to stress or to pleasure. And how, think about this, how you can transform stress by catching it in the beginning levels, in the very, very lower levels, and how you can transform it into pleasure. And when we talk about emotions, it's important to know that each emotion is momentary. It has a peak and then immediately it drops down again. The same with the anger and the grief and everything that we keep feeling afterwards when we get angry, for example. And this is one of the most common stress causes. So when we get angry, to keep being angry at someone or something for hours, days, or even years, it's just a movie in our head. The emotion itself, we had experienced it at the very particular moment. And afterwards, we just recall it. And if we learn to consciously manage our emotions, we can actually stop recalling it and start recalling moments when we have felt pleasure more often and not anger. And in order for us to be able to catch this repetitiveness of the emotions and how we recall it, that's what's called an emotional episode. And we have a model for emotional episode. You can watch it later. With the emotional episode, we can unpack what we are feeling, what was the trigger, what were the preconditions, and so on. This is a model by Paul Ekman. You can find the model, not the Neurographica, of course, the Neurographica is ours, but the original model of the emotional episode and the stages, you can find it on the atlasofemotions.org website, Paul Ekman's group. It's really important to take your time for analyzing this. Keep in mind that such an exercise requires maybe 2 hours of your time, but it's worth, I recommend you. to do it. Okay, I'm ready with this stage, and I remind you to observe yourself and take notes. If you're not ready, just give yourself time to finish with the roundings and then go to the next stage. If you feel you need to add lines or add something, just go ahead and add it. But be sure to round where the new lines cross the old ones. Everything should be round and harmonious. Okay. Now for the next stage, you'll need the color pencils. Here I will take 5 colors. You can take 3, 5, 7. Okay, let's start. Coloring again by feeling. The only condition is a minimum of 2 neighboring elements, like this is one element and this is another element. Minimum 2 neighboring elements, for example, to be in the same color. It's better to have more in the same color, but at least 2. Don't leave single ones standing alone, like this one, in one color. Okay, this is a single one in green. Please don't do this. At least 2. And remember, white is also a color, so you can leave white spaces. And don't forget to observe yourself. You remember the 4 points. How do you feel now? Your thoughts, your body sensations. Is there any difference? And color with pleasure, of course. If you see something unrounded, like here I saw something, you can stop coloring and round it. Give yourself time to enjoy the process. Use your imagination and your aesthetic feeling and color everything until you like it. You can also overlap the colors. Like here. Just enjoy the process and try to feel pleasure. Okay, that's enough for me. Okay, let's go to the next stage. Choose now the either the me circle or one of the pleasures or both. Whichever one gives you the feeling for the most pleasure. And fix it. Make it bolder, thicker. Your drawing will certainly be very different from mine. All drawings of all people are absolutely different from each other. And at any moment, they reflect their momentary stage, your momentary stage and state. And again, wherever the new bold, thicker lines cross the other lines, we round everything. How do you feel looking at this pleasure now? This is mine, and how do you feel looking at yours? Now I'll take again the thicker marker, and the next step is bold again, but now we bold few lines, 2, 3 or 4, as many as you feel, and the lines that you feel. Each line, bold line, starts from one end and ends at another end of the drawing. You see, this is my first field line. It's called the field line. And this is my second field line. Oops. And now again, where there are intersections, we round. These are lines for additional energy. If you want to know more about the lines and steps, stages in one Neurographica drawing, we teach this in the user level course. Neurographica user level. Okay, when you finish with all these roundings, I recommend you to do again the exercise with writing words, like we did it in the beginning. 2 minutes, write words. And you can compare the words that you wrote in the beginning with the words that you write at the end. And of course, think about it. What does it mean for you? Here is my EmoTrain model. Enjoy, and you can use it whenever you want. Thank you for being with me.